nenkwasi ade no enye ne start yo. This guy has been a consistent fool. Oh, the inner monkey no, the nekeka. This is a member of parliament. He used to be former deputy trades minister. Ya chiche ma to me. A state agency, ayan investigations, a pikiche ma to me. Edena kwashe a demo air question no. A former state minister. Obiena no say they are going to be aggressive, they are going to be destructive, they are going to cause trouble, and that the actions from the Yoko and the boss himself, it is stupidity. This guy, Kwasiawe. And you want me to come and sit here and say, address this Bofrot as an honorable Bofrot? How can I address this Nanka as an honorable Nanka? This guy does not deserve to sit in parliament. Say young man being a question or granted side interview we are catching. So why are we leaving or allowing this Bofrot to be sitting in parliament? Abroad no abeka say NPP and we need elections no akwitia. He will resign. There was no gun pointed to his head. He made this statement. So the inner monkey in these foolish people, NPP for no. Anytime you release the inner monkey, you see say they are monkeys. Yeah. I want to send this beautiful message. I want to send this beautiful message to the paramount chief of Ejoso, New Juaben. The paramount chief of New Juaben. Andra me catch red Nana da Sibre Kweku Boatin the third. Da Sibre Kweku Boatin the third. New Juaben Mahine. Nana. Sansama etwagu nyina wate. New Juaben wona ehye wonsa. Ade papa rema unim. Ade boni remu so anana unim. Sebio oyo hene kese. And you cannot tell me say Sadia Brantie aye in some way a waking. Sebio we ohene a wedin tamakese etia konwa kese so no. You also see this as a normal thing. Mempesa metna ha akase oyo ohene a utuntosio egu fom na wo do techre mafa. Anase sebio oyo ohene a oka asema a wundi so. And I expect you say oyo ohene a sebio oka asema a wudi so na wunjina nkran ni muntete nkran ni ntuntosio fa okatra manfanti. Se abrantie wa ye frɛ no eye ochiribe afia ofiri constituency. Ejina Ghana fo anim edinsie dintam se akotia election no ankoso ama NPP wini a obedi ne konwa beto no e wo se nana wudi anim na wo hwe se eye saa brantie odna konwa to ho efiri se eka wo ntia na aka wo to obi eka asem wo ya enya de obetume twa wagya se obi ebufu na se oka asam etia brantie ya oya wo de hye ofiri ukrom wona sebe oya oman niti sebe o so oman ne nsoso nsamfo so a oman ne betwi ne tia ka se we die yempene so yempe nipa a odi oman anim ana nipa anim a oka asam a onni so oya ohini amebu pa. And I never want to disrespect you in any way. I don't want you to be a permanent face on my show. And I respect the way I want to match you krono abon ban esiesie nipa omuwom ema nipa no ntia wo. Obi be gase na na de onya politics. Na na wugina bebi a o de hwahwa ho. Abrantie we okọ ni interview wa parliament na wutinechi. Time na ye vetin wa parliament say o me trade minister na wutinechi. What they will support no winshira every Juaben etna ka mu betina de chichire say oya wo dehye ewiemo nsuomo baby obeko bia ne beko. It means say so oya wo dehye ade a waye no e wo so ka kire wo dehye ne say ontwe ne ho emfiri amanyosemu any parliament say nana wentumi andi sa adwuma wei amfa wano asem ambeto abontene amagana fo nyan hu say wo ya ohene a sebio eye ketahye proye ene sebio nipa ene atro enya de bia ososo so a ye ne sebio mebunu ya ba no ebu a ewose ye de ma no ebe din say ye unsabeka. I respect you a lot, and ade bia wose me ye bia na me di ebuo ma wo no me de ba ma wo nemom senya wo fra ntoma ene wa hemfo edi nechi ebetena nechi emiaveti no parliament no na wo gia tum say odi boni a wo be bie wa no aka menya sure say wonko esogu wo ketrema so a eno nko na wo beka say odi boko na say ya e wo say no so wo ka enti today nana with all due respect me nshaw ena me threaten I am respectfully telling you, speak on this matter and honorably tell this man to resign. Sa papa way by ochrechi wamba amba resign ya na echre se enkwasiade a ochribe efi eye ene enwa nyawonsam ene atro a odi no wofua so ema abrantie we edi Juaben man odi omabro ababa awabi akwara bi openyini bia owo kuro ma omudi omwure ahye saa kronfo we mu no sende wentumi anka nche papa we say ensem a wo kaaye no di wonsam so a na sebio nana wonso wote se abrantie yi na akonya wotene akonya kese akonya wote so mebu akonya no I respect you and I respect all the chiefs omwo saa area ho no so I don't expect you or you don't expect me to sit here and speak as if say minim tumi ekutao minim tumi ekutao pa minim say oyo hini a Ghana fo bu pa oyo hini a okasa ewo Juaben a eye adwuma pa na menye sure say onya hini a wososo akronfo sam so wososo atro so onya ohini a wososo nipa a onka nokore so enti say opese Ghana fo hu say ahini na wudi no sebio ahini na wudi no enye atro na sebio obo ho ban ewo eye Juaben enye politicians atro mudi ena sebio wo wagye apene so se obebo ho ban a ene kire se oyo hene a ode emra na wo sabu emra na nipa a odi omoso no ode enidie ma omo if nana with all due respect if you don't speak on this matter and instruct this man to honorably resign the kind of respect I will expect free obi to say me ho no nana everything there unya. With all due respect, Sanana went to me and to enum tuo. Went to me and kasa wa asem we ho. Went to me and si ubo and kan kire be fi say. On twene ho emfiri eyedien parliament. Efri say ensam akokan ye no. Sebio enya wo na wo so ne nsam ne kan ya. Na e kire say eye nana dasebre anase dasebre Kwaku Boateng the third. Wo so oyo hini a sebio on kan kore. Every say yenim sese de wusi akonwa so a eye no kora e de wusi so eye se enkan ko nti de wusi so ye pese de wo be ye no ene na oman no ebehwe so de wo be bo ho ban no ena oman no ebegye atum de wo be po se oman ti no eno na oman no be po enti se nna no wo ye ohene a wudi eye de Juaben so na se asem wo ya beto ho na se nana wentumi ansori ankasa because abrantie we convert no nkran udi ne chikoye na opese wiase nyina hu se abrantie we firi ukrom oyo de hye we sua de ma ye ba be ma na bodini ye ba be bon so ye ba be ma no tumi ama ne di Ghana so na senda abrantie we na sa atwi edi nsem hunu edi disrespect ama Ghana fo ebu enimtia we expect wo ohene na sebio unim nyansa cha abrantie we no ye expect say wo ohene no wo benye saa kukuduro no ebia wano aka se abrantie na sam na okaye no se NPP enwini obetwe ne ho efri eye New Juaben seat no so no e wo so otwe ne ho. This is not a joke. Dasebre Kwaku Boateng the third utie me wo phone number ye ma be the next 48 hours nana so when to man this adwuma we a and ye yeso ye behu te say de ehu eye den ochiribe efi no sebio sene ye betriti ochiribe efi no saa ne ye betriti memeti ano me ne ochiribe efi ma me ni asem me ne ochiribe efi papa ni asem me ne ochiribe efi ni kurom hene ene wa asem every say ochiribe efi kurom hene no he stands for truth so ochiribe efi kurom hene a odi le chiba nkran ebe support no bambaji tumi entumi antia no anka nche se onfa sebio osia enya oyo a na se ochiribe efi hene no ono so te se ochiribe efi because okoto wo we onwanoma koto enwanoma enti ye pese na na wo kire se sa brantie we nsem a okan no e wo se odini bohye so e wo se otwe no ho as a member of parliament of Juaben South, New Juaben South. sa entumi amaso a mema Ghana fo mu say sebio nana onya nana e betumi agiwedi onya nana wo ka no kore sebio ofua eye atroso I expect to say enkoduru saa mpempenso na mbebunu edo betena eye social media so aka wenim efri say when di eye no kore ankyere wo manba. Intermediate, what I can say is I am giving you all the respect and I'm showing you all the respect tonight. Mr. Anadwi Frabrantie catch and say in seminar bano enisuso ni jumadi a odi no onfanto se obua so obu amanfo odi omanima saa ne MP no onfanto efri se enya obi ena di etuosi ni so se onka asema okan no eno ano no nana obetemi nka biam na eche sa Abrantie wan resign in some of the free man wabano enya fe enya de ebe time. All right, now let's go to the next thing. Inflation I drop it in Ghana. Obi said, please don't pull Nana into this. Abrantie ne kon kran okọ vet no ade na Nana di nechi. Mumbusa Nana sa ade ntino di nechi. Odi nechi sa de yi. Mama mfa mo homma. Now, inflation at Ababedru a year. Inflation declines for 8 consecutive months as August inflation falls to 11.5 from 12.1. And then, you can say inflation nyoma bo senior abafo. Nana do danko ekufuado one abozeke baomia any Kennedy Japan brand champion mo omo chichire Ghana no omo ja inflation was 54%. Na nyoma boaye diama sebi okodu baako betem kodu uti baako every betem ho a na yeton be 30 Ghana. And John Mahama ne NDC ba abenmu bosome nkronpani nyoma boade a na aye din edu oha enchichemu eduonum emiensa no eye 53% no and ate aba bedu eye oha emu dun mienu ene echire po baako na do danko akufo ado mu ja nyoma abodin senia ye to nyoma abodin oha nchichemu eduonum miensa echire po beye 9 almost 54%. And John Mahama betam free 54 no watie so aba bedu eye oha nchichemu edu mienu echiri po baako 12.1%. This is what we call managing an economy. And then nyoma bo nya din. And they say edwadifo be di no kura pa kire Ghana fo a nyoma omokofa aye from January besi August no sa nyoma no say bo na nkasa na omode gi a obemu say nyoma no bo no abafom. And this is all that we were expecting from NPP say and Komube. We wanted the government to find ways to make life easy and to also make life a cost of living easy for us. Inti yakasi yebuma ya. Sa nyoma we na wo hwe. De oman no oba aban ne ye because uni bibi. Sa wo hwe nyoma boden ekofoma e affect obi a. Se empo ukofa dollar asemba nde. Na yakasa dollar e wo 30 a. And you will be Ghana bia na use dollar send your NPP for catch no and they were right but eba eduane a yato dia obi Ghana bia to eduane edi enti when it comes to inflation it is more important than anything else. It is your tinyo maswa na dollar edu 50 and no problem at the end of the day no the abani beye manyoma bo no yatis no that is what you are concerned about. But as you see aban we before dollar no every almost 17.72 and the dollar is lingering around 11, which is fine, which is very fine, because this is an economy that is resolute. This is an economy it is showing signs to say it can basically fight on its own. On a normal day, any government at this time enye kufu adeba obi na de dollar could do almost 18 and can say aban bia no dollar no should be around where it is today. A baby anka also BR right now, no whether CPPO, NDCO, MPPO, na anka baby and Nimyan dollar is supposed to be this. This is the normal dollar rate. What's that? A baby. But the issue is because of a kufu the neighbor Umia Kennedy Japan brand champion, Kobre Japan, any country, movie dollar could do almost 18. No, a dollar do 11 because they left something called panic in the system. Inti ama yeah, we are point to be. We are still not used to even the dollar making moves or the dollar fluctuating, because at the end of the day, no, it's about the pace. It is about how the pace dollar no air increasing. It's been 9 months. John Mahama before dollar increase 17 all the way to 10, and the dollar is lingering around 11 now. What is the big deal? Inflation has dropped. Now the government is trying to bring your confidence back. The government is trying to bring the confidence of the investor back. Senebeya investor who say dollar is moving or shaking. It is not going to be that like Ekufuor no Bawumia dollar no to me that at 11 adiabechine 14. No. If you can see, say right now what we are seeing, it is reasonable. This is reasonable governance. Inflation is down. Every single thing is working. At least so I 2 months ago. Now so at 10, $1 is to 10, 1 cedi is to $10. No, a cedi is to $10. At least for the last 2 months, the dollar has not appreciated 200%. From 10 to 11, it is reasonable enough for any businessman to still do business. But under Ekufuor no Bawumia utumi koto ade no $10. Ubabedu Ghana na ton ade no $40. How do you actually take out or profit? How are you able to make sure say or capital nankasa kra won saka? So what we are seeing now is regular governance. It is a government. This is how it is supposed to be. Even the American dollar, once in a while it gets a little bit shaky. That is how economies are supposed to be. Your dollar cannot sit at 10 the whole year. No, your dollar cannot sit at 11 the whole year. But your dollar should not move from 3.8 to 17. No, it's not reasonable. Your dollar should not move from 10 to 15 in 9 months. No. So when your dollar is lingering around 11 and 12, you are good. It means the flow of the economy, it is stable a little bit. It is a sea apostle. Even though it is becoming a what we call a roller coaster move, it is still stable. And you cannot tell me, say, your businessman be we're losing millions of dollars because the dollar is lingering between 10 and 11. No. If even the dollar stays between 10 and 12, still it is reasonable enough to do business with that kind of exchange, because now a businessman can at least measure the pace at which the dollar moves and the pace at which the cedi appreciates or depreciates. So you are able to, at the end of the day, project, because you see, business, investments, going import and export, it is all about projection. Now, if you have an idea of how things will go, you are able to project how the dollar will go. It is obi kofa dia, and I say obi kofa nyoma, an importer. So okwa brochina kofa nyoma na ojina China no ofa nyoma. Obetuma ka say uni bibi. Nyoma wo ya mi fei. Mindru Ghana no, me assure say dollar ni 11 na. Medru Ghana na dollar ni 12 or 13. Or another dollar into 14. At least he has given himself a cushion into Obedrua. So the profit near 2 million, that's only 1.8 million. He's fine because it is the volatility of the dollar. How the dollar is moving, but it's not moving at a crazy pace. Under Ekufuor and Bawumia. Because under Ekufuor no Bawumia, a businessman will order some things, and nyoma ni bedroom Monday no all order nyoma na dollar no ewo be 12. But nyomani mbembedu Monday no na dollar no akwa kodu 14, 16, 17. Now at that point, what do you expect the businessman to do? So today, every single businessman can project. Every investor can project. Under Ekufuor no Bawumia, we could not project. The projections were all off. Now when you don't get the projections right, remember, projections are estimates. A majority of the time, it is a trend that allows you to be able to project. Consistency in trends gives you the room to project. It is also the pace at which the dollar is moving now. As a businessman, you can project how the dollar will move in the next 2 months or 3 months. That is what economists are saying. But Bawumia and any team, they could not even project, they could not even estimate that within a month or two, the dollar is going to stay in this range. All that they did was that they were suppressing numbers, and then their expenditure was high. Internet omu disikano, and it's number dollar every 24 hours, the dollar that's what changes drastically. So businessmen started panicking. They have left that panic in the system. Even when people are not losing money, they get scared. because baby Akufo-Addo mo fast can free when you think about it as a businessman, when you see the dollar moved a little bit, you start to panic. It is what bad governance does. It kills investor confidence. That is what bad governance does. The Akufo-Addo say they killed the investor confidence in Ghana. When you even come to United States and the UK, their currency sometimes it gets a little bit of a shake. But the confidence in the investors want to say they know the American dollar will not depreciate to a point whereby they will lose all their earnings or lose all their profit. And that is what we need to understand. And right now, what the business community needs to understand is say, at least we have a government that can promise you and let you understand, say, the dollar, even though it's shaking, it is not going to shake in a drastic way whereby you will lose all your investment. It is going to shake reasonably because the government is basically looking at the indications. The government is cutting down on the expenditure. The government is being real and dealing with the right things. What we need to do as Ghanaians and as investors, and say, we need to slowly believe and have confidence in the system, have confidence in the managers of the economy. That confidence no enable to me ama investors are pumping a lot of their investment in the system. Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo left investors in Ghana in a panic. Every day, even when the dollar moves an inch, they get scared because and the Akufo-Addo for 8 years, that is what they studied. That is what they went through. So they are used to that. The scare and the fear and the panic is still there. But what I can tell every experienced businessman or investor, and they say they should look at the trend. Check how the dollar. Basically, the cedi appreciates and depreciates, the dollar appreciates and depreciates. It is in a reasonable vacuum. We will never get up one day and see the dollar at 18. It will never happen because we have people who are intelligent managing the economy of this country. So the investors, the businessmen have confidence in the system because you see, the confidence you have is what is going to make you put more money in the system. Without that confidence, you cannot invest in the system so for the system to also be stable enough to give you better returns. Because some trusted bank, now some $20 million, nothing will force me to go and put the $20 million at the bank. It is only the confidence I have in the bank. And the bank is 20 million. Now, some 20 million, the bank is able to use that money to make money and also to make money for you. So technically, the confidence you have in the economy is what is going to build the economy. The moment you don't have the confidence in that economy to invest in the economy itself struggles. And investors now kept their money in their rooms. They were scared because they didn't have confidence in the system. They didn't believe Bawumia's arithmetics. They knew Bawumia was a liar. They knew Bawumia was cooking figures. So they all kept their monies at home. The economy was struggling because there was no liquidity flow. Right now, we need to bring back the confidence. We need to understand. We should just check the pace. How steady the pace is. 10 and 12 is a decent rate for the dollar to roam within. And it is okay for every businessman to do business in this kind of economic settings. All right, team. Stay with me. Okay, thank you. Now, this is something we need to also discuss. This MPR or what second D was something very impressive. And today, myself, my team, we saw it and we felt to say, there's something worth talking about. Second MP, your friend Blay Nyamiche Ama, he has donated 300,000 exercise books worth 1.2 million Ghana, nearly 12,000 people's and access to these books. The last time, he donated around 15,000 books. Now, 300,000 exercise books here were donated in the second D metropolis. What is happening? They say Aquarabia is getting exercise book, full exercise book, and term na end. They are going to get full books. So Aquarabia used 2 books, 3 books. Now they are going to get exercise books for all the subject, full exercise books. This is a member of parliament. Now, I think I have his interview here. Let's listen to him.
Why we are doing this is to let every child to be in school. A scenario is last year I met a parent. The children, 2 of them, have sat at home for 1.5 months. Reason being, he could not afford a single exercise book. That touched me so hard that I decided, instead of providing 10 this year, I decided that I will provide all 20 exercise books for every child. And that cost me 1.2. And then the pupils of secondary. We are providing 300,000 exercise books. Last year we did 50,000. Each student had 5. And then we decided that we were going to do 300,000 this year, this academic year, meaning that every student is getting 20 exercise books. Every child in secondary is getting 20. So we are doing 15,000 children per this year. Why? Because we do not want any child to be left out in education in secondary. Reason being that I am where I am because of education. My mother or my parents were just petty traders, but they managed to educate me with the little money they had. Then times the economy was good. At this time, you and I know that it's very difficult. And secondary is one of the poorest constituencies in the metropolis. Parents find it very hard and difficult to buy 20 exercise books a ward. So we came in to make sure that every child will be in school this academic year. Why?
So when I sit here and I do full campaign for such a gentleman to still be the MP of Secondary, Maya Boniana. Ejapame sakwasi ampenyi we ana odi NPP nim. Okotena bulare nim emyebusa ne se edien na waya ma Secondary for 8 years. Ejapame sa wi ni jantra. This man has been an MP for just 9 months. 300,000 exercise books for Secondary Metropolis. Akwarabia benya at least 12-20 books. So when I sit here and I say, you know what? Such a person, every single time I get the opportunity, I will use my platform to support such people to become members of parliament or to continue doing his job. Are you going to have an issue with me? No. He does not have to have a PhD or be dressed like a clown in Mozambique, wearing a 3-piece suit and smoking cigarettes like a Kufuado and Bedieto to look like somebody who wants to help. These are people who understand the plight of the people on the ground. And you might think this is a small gesture. This is a huge one. And you see, the reason why I'm talking about this is because this is not the first time he's done this. Now he has opened it up. He is making it bigger. And for all you know, he's going to make it bigger. So you ask yourself, say, Ejapame sakwasi ampenyi we ene kobi ochredako. Akwana wa esa adreno. San kwasi afon for 8 years. What did they actually do for the people of Air Secondary? Ochredako is the regional minister or your MP for Takoradi. San kwasi afon wi fo mienu. Eye de Ejapame sa. Besides, I'm trying to find the Ejapamesa interview. I'm trying to find out Ejapamesa interview with Bulare. Bulare busan a simple question. Or say, Ejapamesa, a day na wayama Secondary for kwasia we the MP 8 years in kwasia semonkwa. Jimini we. I have the video. This is Ejapamesa, MPP MP, former MPP, a Secondary Takoradi MP. Kwasia we gave these people room.
Any more issues relating to item 4? Okay. Honorable
I'm sorry. Mr. S, I don't think that's the video. Try and get me the video of Ejapamesa and Bolare. I have it. Thank you very much, Mr. S. I have it here. Thank you.
3 projects that you've done, Andrew Mesa.
Well, we've done quite a lot, but for me, I don't like to speak about those kinds of things because really, there are things that every MP.
Yes, you're serving the people.
I'm coming.
They want to know.
There are things that, of course, we doing AstroTurfs. 2 of them.
So AstroTurf will be your achievement
in Secondary.
AstroTurf will be your achievement.
So that's why I was running away from the question. Steps. Two of them.
So Astro,
there are things that, of course, we doing AstroTurfs. Two of them.
So AstroTurf will be your achievement
in second D.
AstroTurf will be your achievement.
So that's why I was running away from the question. There are things that, of course, we doing AstroTurfs. Two of them.
So AstroTurf will be your achievement
in second D.
AstroTurf will be your achievement.
So that's why I was running away from the question.
These were the people who were members of parliament. We're not a member of parliament of Second 8 years. We need Jimmy for in Ghana Kasa anyhow. Or to Tuntosio, stupidly arrogant. Yabusan said, "Dear, why am I Second for?" Or so I AstroTurf. Or so that is why I don't like talking about my achievement. He did nothing at the expense of the people of Second D. Because campaign wait to talk them and bar one crime. He didn't do anything. And somebody has been the MP for just 9 months. Where to me, I'm Masakandi Takrade Aquarabia Okosku Woho. Wama Aquarabia 20 books. And this is not the first time he started. He even did this when he wasn't a member of parliament. So this man, I a friend of Ble Nyameche Ama, should I sit here and say Obin Tuntian was Sekendi? No. So this man by MP for another 24 years, sir. Do you know what he would do in the lives of the young people in Sekendi? Do you know the number of lives he can change? Do you know the impact he will make in the lives of our four and Nkwara? And this is what we talk about every day. The NDC is a political party. They don't talk that much, but they are ordinary people. They understand the plights of the people. You see, the difference between the NPP and NDC and NSA. Majority of the time, the people who join the NDC are ordinary people. And when I say ordinary people, they are people from different regular backgrounds. The people who join the NDC, they don't come into politics flexing their muscle and making it look like they are the repository of their intelligence or wisdom. They are from some unique family. They have some wisdom, and that their contribution to Ghana's politics is going to change everything. You see, say, when you sit back and you watch the NDC, majority of the people who join the NDC and even become MPs, they are what we call the regular people who want to contribute their quota and move. And it's like when you go back into the history of the NDC, you can see say all the people are NDC politics. They are all regular people. When I say regular people who don't make you think say people who are from different diverse backgrounds. We see say they are from the poorest backgrounds or the poor tribe, or we see them as they are the minority. It will study NDC power. They are people from minority groups. People don't respect them. They are the ones. Majority of them joining NDC and making impact in our lives. It is a analysis now. You can see clearly. Say no. When people join the NDC, they just don't join the NDC to be seen as people who came with gold in their hand. They always want to join the NDC and leave a legacy, something that those people they came from, or the group that basically pushed them to come to where they are. They will be proud of them. So what's the idea? It is already dynamics now. Omo joining NDC nyina omo fema baba bedru MP minister you question my background and the way they entered politics they are from what we call the regular people. And intina NPP for omo nya opportunity say yeah dear we are elites yeah go school, but ukomu deeper common sense omo nibi, and their inner monkey is tribalism and lies. So what the MPP for na o split yomo, na o scrutinize yomo, na o busa deep questions that demand reasonable answers. They don't have anything in their head, and that is the package now. About power. That is the package now. To me, that is the package now. About power. That is the package now. About power. But when you sit them down and listen to them deep, you realize that their inner monkey is stupid, and that is what is playing out in our politics. That is what we are seeing in our politics. In the Ghana development, From when we had independence till this date. Osha Kwame Nkrumah, look at where Kwame Nkrumah is coming from. Very, very humble beginnings. He belonged to a tribe. People do not, or some group of people think, say, I'm a lower tribe. They are the minority tribe. So they never gave Kwame Nkrumah the relevance. The reason why Kwame Nkrumah struggled to get to where they were was because they first asked where they are from. And when they get to know where they are from and hear the sound of their name, they start to put them in a place. And Nkrumah broke that chain. That is why when Nkrumah came and joined JB Dankwamono, he saw that quickly. And that even him being intelligent and smarter than these fools dressed like clowns with a voice in their head, he realized that their people are just book stupid. They don't have common sense to govern or to lead. So Nkrumah along the way said, I am going to split from these foolish clowns pretending to be the white man but know nothing about how governance is. Until Nkrumah along the way decided to split, to detach himself from Ekufuado and the Busianfo Asefo NPP Asefo who were being massaged by the white person as stupid white dogs. It is so steady the way they were dressing and the way Nkrumah was dressing. Nkrumah had a pure Pan-Africanist idea, even in his how he looked, how he dressed. But Usha Ekufuado mo, Usha the Busianfo Asefo, JB Dankwamo, Buziamo, Usha the way they dressed, they basically dressed like butlers. They dress like Obia or Broni Chaya or Swaswa Broni Diane. They wanted to impress Broni for Broni to think, say, all the aboy out to the Timunkwa de Unimyansa. What dress here was a 6-piece suit in Kwado Unimyansa. So they followed the white man without reasoning. But Nkrumah saw that quickly. Nkrumah always believed in his identity and where he was coming from. So his style was different. His approach to things was different. Nkrumah stayed in Europe. He stayed in America. But Nkrumah never had an accent. Kwame Nkrumah, he stayed in Europe, he stayed in America, and Nkrumah never came back home with an accent. But JB Dankwa came back home speaking like the Queen. But every time the Queen heard him speak, the Queen was asking, what kind of accent is this? Because the Queen knew that these people are foolish. They cannot be us. They are pretending to be us. In this steady terrain now, Nana Dankwa Ekufuado, Bedie Tuo, Oforiata Dems, Gabi Ochidam Dako Dems, NPP Fono, they came home with an accent. They didn't know how they would be belonging, where they belong. That's the word I wanted to use. So they came home foolishly with 6-7-piece suits. They have some stupid accent. Nana Dankwa Ekufuado's accent, we knew whether it is British or it is American. You don't know where the accent came from. Gabi Ochidam Kasa is the same. Bedie Tuomo Kasa is the same. That is what the NPP represent. They are fake ass dogs. They think that they can impress somebody to become relevant amongst we Ghanaians. In this, I will check NPP ni NDC. You can see that the NPP, the inner monkey is still there. They don't want the inner monkey to leave. They are still stuck to the inner monkey. They have embraced the inner monkey. They live and dine with the inner monkey. When you tell them the truth, the inner monkey gets angry. It is also the background. This pointer. There are people we saw as people from regular Ghanaians. Kwame Nkrumah, JJ Rawlings was from a regular home. JJ Rawlings, he was from a regular home and he worked his way to the army. He did not parade himself as a rich man's son. He did not come here and tell you that he is somebody who he is not. JJ Rawlings spoke how he spoke. He never faked anything. JJ Rawlings was as real as he can be. JJ Rawlings served in our military. JJ Rawlings was somebody standing at the forefront. So in Tokwasi, Ghana, he was willing to sacrifice his life for we Ghanaians. So these are people who love the nation, who were regular people, who we considered from the lower tribes. And it's your group people of Ghana ha. Omujin say nipa bi no free lower tribe no, and he say ye ma omo chance and the opportunity. You can come forward from JJ Rawlings, Ubedul, Hilal Liman. When JJ Rawlings handed power to Hilal Liman, he knew Hilal Liman was coming from a very humbled beginning. Or yes, they know Liman's background. These were people who were humble and understood and respected people. So Rawlings said, let me give this power to Liman because of his humble beginnings, where he's coming from and how he understands his beginnings. The people did not like Liman because they saw Liman as from some of the lower tribes. So they also branded Liman the same way they branded JJ Rawlings. These people never liked JJ Rawlings because he was never considered as a first-class citizen. No matter what JJ Rawlings did, because no matter whatever you think about JJ Rawlings served in the military. For somebody to say, I want to serve in the military, that person is ready to sacrifice their life for the nation. To have that intention, to just sit and say, I want to do this alone, is a pure commitment and patriotism on the part of anybody. When you see somebody in the military, and you end the military, say and they go as you pay military. When you pay, they give you a position. Anka, years back, maybe 10, 15 years back, all the people who enrolled in our military 20 years back, you could see these are people who basically are patriotic and want to serve. And military, TikTok military men and women. Enkwara udon for training mukura mbuofu. Utumi training obi na ode ne kwase say me ya call akọ stop training me. These are foolish people that na do dan Kufuado and Bawumia them infused in our military. Today our military is weak because they are political students in the military. Today if they decide to do serious physical training in the military, 80% of the recruit Kufuado 8 years on form, they will all leave the military today. There are people in the military omutiminya press up 10 because protocol na dia mobile Ekufuado say yembra, minister say yembra, they did not go through any training, they did not go through anything, and omugu military nim and ankwasiade. When I say people from lower beginnings, people from their regular societies no mabwa Ghana, when they come to the NDC, you understand me. It's Rawlings handed over to who? To Liman. Rawlings came back again and took the power. Rawlings became a democratically elected president in 1992. Now Rawlings left power for Kufuor. That is when the Awanabis came in. J.A. Kufuor Bayeno, that is where we saw they saw themselves as elites. They saw themselves so Omakonya adisuebi group no makana omunya omo tribe for no, they are stupid. So Kufuor came in with his Adokufuor and his Osafumafos and his those people wearing some dirty Vietnam suits, speaking some stupid grammar and making us think say, oh, Kufuor is the foreign affairs minister. Look at the way he's speaking. Kufuor became the attorney general. He basically got everything wrong. They brought in Jogati, Papa Ushankuma them came. You could see the group were a group of criminals who have lived outside the shores of Ghana. They could not make anything out of their life, so they saw that opportunity and took it. And before they can control minds in Ghana, they need to create an impression that they have gone out there, they have learned a lot, they know more, and that we are ignorant. So these fools came in, Kufuor and his group, they started making Ghana look like it belonged to some group of people.
I was for anti-way and sema Kevin Echo Body Tailor and so Edia to Eba. Hey Kevin to me still hey but media menkuanka or hini no dini bum ne die enkaja manudru dwemanka mesre Kevin senko hini ni die new Juaben or hini no enko unyi ni film because ebiana make se krano new Juaben hini no nana dase brebiana wafre ochireba afi ebia wafre no phone so aka kire nsa ade oye no enya de papa. In fact watoto n'enimonyam ase ebi obi ni patom peso be bible ntia beka na so be say etinka menko ade a nka Kevin we di yesre wada misukutu bi wadaroma yi ohimpon ne film minim say aya wo hwe me because before videos na me react to it nti ura mesre wada manu ndru baby a we di wadaroma yesre yi ohimpon ne film na deal with ochiriba afi no. Yes, Michael ochiriba afi no, because this is a loose talk. NPP for when Timmy Job Subayo, they will never stop. Their normal behavior. The inner monkey, no, it's working. How can you say koba election, unye poster, unye magician, unye jujuman, unye prophet, unye chese? You are nobody, you are just a member of parliament. Say me parliamentarian seat na at on the line. Anya may resign. Na se duru hon na se resign. O se chinchiachi monfanchemi. For what? Didn't you think one being say sebi na your credibility e wenumunyam ena na ototo na se. Ochiriba afi ura. I've been observing you from afar. Ukasa bia beka bia no aya na nije ni ho aka cho se me di mpese me di panyi bia atem but yɛbɛka nyansasɛm akyerɛ wo. Okasa bi a wobɛka bia no, I've been observing you from afar. Ɛyɛ na anigye ɛnni ho. It's like efie nyansa no asɛ wo deɛ wagya no baabi ɛna woyi school nko adeɛ. School nko adeɛ ntumi ɛnyɛ dɛ mmɔbra ɛma yɛnyɛ animuonyam. Nti owura yɛsrɛ go back and take home wisdom. What you say? Wisdom no kofa. Nti yɛwura Kevin Kɔbɔdu Tailor. Adaroma adabraka yɛsrɛ owura yɛkita kotu dwom adaroma yɛsrɛ yinu Juaben hene ne firi mu na deal with ɔkyerɛbɔ afi Michael no na sɛde ɔte bia no ɔpɛmpɛw. He will resign as a member of parliament, and sɛde yɛkan no by election ɛbɛsen akɔ hɔ. Ɔmo so bɛte aba 86 because they are not ready to serve this country. Nti ɔmo sɔre a ɔmo kasa ɔmo bɛka ɔmo ni yom baby ano. It shows a lot and it tells a lot about their behavior. Kyerɛ wadwon comment section ma hanom ɛyɛ number 1 authentic platform Mega TV. Makrao, bye bye.